All right, I believe we're feeding out to the folks out there. Welcome to everyone who's listening, watching, all that kind of good stuff. If you guys can hear us loud and clear, let us know. You are listening to the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. I'm the host, Hank Strange. I just want to say this. We did a survey. That's right, the survey people are back from their break. In other words, like I actually had a couple of minutes today to sit down and write one of these things. We did a survey. We went to Wuhan. We went to Wuhan, guys. And we did a survey, but it's not what you think. We did a survey of all the bats in the caves of Wuhan to see what was their favorite podcast in the world. And guess what? 120% of the bats in the caves in Wuhan said that the Who Moved My Freedom podcast is their favorite freedom-oriented Second Amendment podcast on the face of the planet. Do you guys believe that? Did I say that with confidence enough?
Completely.
Yeah, sounds about right to me.
Yeah. All right, listen. I'm going to remind
I was thinking it was more like 140%.
140? Yeah, okay, there you go. That's from Gorillas and Guns. The stats have gone up. I don't know. Crazy Scotsman might come in here. He might come in with some new stats. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna ask everyone to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for the email list there, look around on the page. Lola's got Lola's deals, a lot of good things going on, different ways that you guys can support us. If you're interested, you want to buy some stuff out there, you can buy some things, and you get some cool stuff. We get a couple of bucks to help us keep doing this. There are links to US Law Shield. This is the I'm holding up the Florida gun law book from US Law Shield, but you can sign up wherever you are for US Law Shield, and if you sign up for an annual membership, you can not only save money, you can send a couple of bucks in our direction as well, and we appreciate all that. So check the description of whatever you're looking to, and you guys will find that. All right, let me do this right now. Big shout out to Harry's Holsters, by the way, for sponsoring the podcast here. You can use the code HankStrange, and that'll get you 10% off at Harry's Holsters, makers of fine Kydex holsters. Come on now. You know, for the people out there who use holsters, I don't know. We'll find out from my guests tonight if they're holster folks or not as we get into the conversation here. I am going to run in the open. Let's do this.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange.
All right, guys, make sure to smash that subscribe button, smash the thumbs up, and ring the bell. Ring the bell. There it goes. Ring the bell. Let's see. Can I show it right there? Ooh, look at that bell. Look at the bell going. Yes, we are live. Let's get the jazz hands going. Come on with the jazz hands. Let's do it right here. All right, there we go. Guys, do it. I don't know what. Yeah. What? Hold on. What was that? That Gorillas and Guns was doing some kind of weird jazz hands
I had
just
to
now.
center it there so they could see my hands.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah. Oh, so see, now I got it full screen. Let's see the Crazy Scotsman also here. What kind of jazz hands were you doing, man, Jebby? Oh, see, he was just doing regular jazz hands. You were trying to one up him with those jazz hands. I could tell. From that. Yeah, this is episode 772 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. I'm your host, Hank Strange, and my guests tonight are the Crazy Scotsman. What's up, man? What's going on?
Good to be here, man, as always. And yes, I am a holster guy, and we can definitely get into that.
Oh, okay. I bet you have your favorites as well, which you let us know. You know, we'll definitely get into that here. We've also got Scott, Gorillas and Guns. Boom. What's up, man?
What's up? Hey, you know, same old. Just going through the gunsmithing stuff and living life, man. I'm not a holster guy per se, but Harrison is a great dude, and I think everybody should buy holsters from him.
Okay, very very cool. Thanks for that. So you're not a holster guy. You like you're a pocket guy, pocket carry? What do you?
No, I have a holster for my everyday carry, but I just I don't go out and go, oh man, I need a holster for every gun I got or whatever. You know,
okay.
I carry one gun and that's it. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
I like to keep things simple. You know.
I understand. We'll get. Oh, listen, we've got a endorsement and some money from Flying Rich.
Money. Wow, Hank was like in tune with that. That was perfect.
Yeah, you know.
You've been hearing it enough, I bet, right?
Yeah. We have to try to. Yeah, let's see if we can. Let's see if we can get a harmony going on there. Flying Rich says, WMMF voted best podcast by quote unquote the Squadron. The Squadron. So, man, I think I created a monster with that thing. Armsman says Kydex holsters. That's where it's at. So okay, so I know. So JB says he's a holster guy. What kind of holsters, man? You collecting holsters? You got one for every different day?
I got multiple styles. It just depends. So some I carry in a shoulder rig. So most of you guys know, or some of you guys know, I'm a big bore revolver guy. So I do like to carry my big bore revolvers in shoulder rigs. Most of those are leather. But for Kydex holsters, Harrison is top notch. I do have multiple of Harry's holsters. Never had a single issue with any of them whatsoever.
Yeah. So I think you're like me. Like I'm into both Kydex and leather, because I think it depends on the situation.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. And there's not, like, I have a shoulder rig and some other stuff like that. I guess there's Kydex versions of those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. But when it comes to like shoulder rigs and stuff like that, I definitely prefer leather.
Yeah. I think leather's good. Go ahead, Scott.
Sorry,
what are you going to say?
I was saying, for a shoulder holster, it just seems more authentic to have a leather one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing too. You know, is there should not be anything else for shoulder holsters other than leather. I guess there is. Yeah, there is. Like I've seen some stuff out there. I've seen some nylon stuff and all that kind of stuff. But come on now, leather.
I got sent a really cheap nylon shoulder holster set from an Amazon supplier, and he kept on hounding me. I was like, look, dude, I'm not doing a review of this piece of shit.
Yeah. You know what? But listen. I remember when I first got into this, I had some, I'm not too proud that I can't admit that I had some cheap nylon stuff back in the days. If it's what you got, like leg holsters and stuff like that, I've had some of those. Yeah.
So what brand did you get?
Of the nylon thing, I'm trying to remember, man. I don't know if those had names. I don't know if those have names. I mean, obviously my leather stuff all comes from Sam Andrews. And I've gotten lots of Kydex holsters over the years, but nowadays, obviously, I have Harry's holsters when it comes to Kydex stuff. For most things, Harrison doesn't make a holster for every gun that's out there. So if there's a gun that he doesn't make a holster for, then I go, I go elsewhere. Let's put it that way. What's the name? I'm trying to remember the name of the company now. I have some of their holsters. They do like a hybrid of leather and Kydex. Man.
Oh, there's a couple of them.
Yeah, you got Hidden Hybrid that does that.
Man, how did that? Yeah, the name of that went right out of my brain. And I have a couple.
Alien Gear does some.
Yeah.
Hidden Hybrid does some.
This is like a bigger company. Someone will tell me. Someone out there will say the name of it. I can't. I even did a video. Or two with that, but I can't remember what the hell the name is right now. Crossbreed, boom.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, they make good stuff. Babyface has some crossbreed holsters too. Rich White, what's this? Rich White says the real question here is, were the bats interviewed the winged type or the old lady type? Oh, that's...
You're not right.
You're wrong. That's cold-hearted right there. That's cold-hearted. Yeah. So holsters. What advice? Let's see. What advice do you guys? I'll start with Crazy Scotsman. What advice do you give to people for when it comes to holsters and stuff like that?
Number one is going to be figure out where exactly you want to carry and what's comfortable for you. And then going from that point, make sure you find a really good fit. So if you can, go to the store, try some out in the store. Obviously, one's online. Obviously, you can't do that. But ones like Harry's and a few others out there, they have a really good fit right off the bat for the most part, usually. But find a good fit, and then make sure you get one that has good coverage of the firearm itself. So good coverage of the trigger guard, a good sweat guard, especially if you're going to do inside the waistband. Those are the main key points there, I think.
Yeah. What about you, Gorillas and Guns? You have what kind of advice do you give to the folks about holsters? And for the people out there that have questions, ask us now. So we'll get into that. Yeah.
I say find something comfortable, like Scotsman said, depending on what type of carry you're going to do, you're going to want to find something that's adequate for that. So, that's really what it boils down to. I mean, good retention's another, big thing for me. If it has good retention, I mean, you don't want it too good that you can't pull the gun out yourself, when you need to, but you just want to make sure somebody else can't pull it out if they happen to try to come by and grab it from you. But
yeah,
comfort's always a big thing for me. I'm kind of a fat guy, so I always look for comfort over anything else.
Yeah, fat guys rule. We got at least two fat guys here on the show. So say whatever you want to, Scotsman. Whatever.
Hey man, I'm working on the beer gut. Leave me alone. I'm working on
it. He's still got that metabolism thing going on.
Yeah, yeah, that's got to be age or something like that. He's not old enough.
It's slowing down fast. Trust me, it's slowing down fast.
Yeah. So listen, I always wanted to do one of the videos I always wanted to do was like Kydex versus leather. So just as while we're waiting for someone in here to ask us a question about this, we've got some years of experience amongst us here. Probably I don't know. I'm going to say for me, the folks out there probably have a little bit more experience than I do, or maybe a lot more in this. But what would you guys, how would you separate Kydex and leather? Would you put it as if you're training, use Kydex? Or some people, if they're, depending on how they're carrying and all that stuff, they use leather for comfort. How would you guys look at that?
Again, it kind of comes down to the fit and feel and where you're going to carry, and that's the biggest thing. Some leather holsters conform to the body better than some Kydex holsters. Especially inside the waistband. It took me, I don't know, I'm going to say probably a good solid 3 or 4 years to find a good inside the waistband Kydex that I could comfortably wear.
Inside?
Inside.
Okay.
One is a Harris holster, and one is a Muddy River Tactical.
Okay.
And those two so far have been the only two that have worked, fitting me comfortably, and I don't have any issues with them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to come down to comfort, fit, feel, and where you're going to carry it exactly is going to be the biggest thing.
Yeah. Do you when you're inside the waistband carrying, is that a revolver that you're inside the waistband?
So I have my Model 60, which is a .357 Magnum revolver, and I do carry that inside the waistband. Yep.
Oh, okay. And so you've got that in Kydex.
Yep, that's the one from Harry's Holsters. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the Icon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, for example, for me, I think Kydex works really well because I home carry, right? So Kydex works really well for that because you're just in your shorts or sweatpants or whatever, not necessarily a belt and all that kind of stuff. I guess there's some Kydex holsters out there that you don't have to have. There's the I'm sorry, not Kydex. Are there any leather holsters that are just clips? I'm trying to think. A lot of mine have to go through the belt loop.
There are some that have clips, but usually they're a snap-on style clip.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to have a belt of some sort.
Yeah, and these. Yeah, I mean, I've got like maybe I have one or two pocket holsters. I know, Gorillas and Guns is, you're probably more in that lane, right? Like the pocket stuff. There's some nice pocket holsters in leather. Although I find like for pocket holsters, I prefer stuff like sticky. But I do have a couple of like pocket holsters that are made out of leather. But I prefer the sticky stuff. Obviously, Kydex is not really going to work that great for a pocket holster.
Nah, definitely not.
You're not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to get it out of there. And then in the history, for me, history-wise, when it comes to holsters, I remember when I first started, the stuff. What you call it? I forgot what material was it? I was saying like that cloth kind of material.
The nylon.
Yeah, I did nylon initially. Then the next thing I went to. Do you guys remember that people were doing a Kydex but just over the trigger guard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Do
Yep.
you remember those? And it had like a loop, like a paracord loop that you could put. And I was buying those, and I was even messing around with making my own of those. Anyone ever?
How did you like those? Because I thought they were horrendous.
uh, so it was kind of like Mexican carry. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know if some people might consider that a bad thing, but it's just there's people who carry by tucking in their pants or tucking in their belt. I think it was safer than that because it went around the trigger guard and then covered up the trigger, so it was safe. And I don't know. I thought it worked for me for a while when I first started doing this, and then I was like, no, this is not optimal.
Yeah. I seen a video that wasn't too pleasant about a guy who was carrying like that, and he decided he wanted to bend down to pick something up, and well, he got a little bullet in a special place that I would never want to have a bullet.
Wait. How was he carrying with one of the things over the trigger guard?
No, he just straight up.
Just tucking it in. Just tucking it in.
Just tucking it right in, and I mean right on top of his junk. And
yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't just tuck it in or whatever to your waistband or, like you see in the movies. I don't know. Once I got into this enough, I realized that tucking it in wasn't good. But even doing that belt loop thing, because let's say you are. Let's say you're making a bathroom maneuver. Let's put it that way. There's lots of reasons that thing will flip out, and there's no way it could handle the weight of the gun. I mean, I guess you could have made them really super tight and all that kind of stuff, but it's highly likely that the gun would, come out of that thing. So I think I wound up just liking just a regular holster in the waistband, kind of deal. And so I would do Kydex a lot and, flip over. Let's see. The Armsman says, I think leather holsters have their place usually with higher end revolvers or classic 1911s, chest rigs, etc. But Kydex is easier to maintain, holds more securely, and doesn't hold moisture. What do you guys say to that?
Sounds about right to me.
To a certain degree, it's true. Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot to caring for the leather, honestly. I forget the name of the leather conditioner I have, but I'll wipe them down once a month, and they're good to go.
Leather's usually good. What's it? What are you saying?
Mink oil works really good on leather and keeping it conditioned and nice and plush and hydrated.
Yeah. If you guys look at the Sam Andrews how it's made videos that we've done, he's got lots of good pointers. I wish I could remember those right now, but my thinker is not working as good as it used to.
Black Rock leather conditioner. It's meant for cowboy boots, cowboy hats, that type of thing.
Yeah, I don't use anything on the leather holsters that we have, and they're fine. But I know that's like that. The Sam Andrews stuff is pretty good, and you really don't have to do anything to it. I think you would have to use something if you really got caught in the rain. Now that's like, let's say you get caught in the rain with training or something like that, right? or it gets super super sweaty, that's a situation. What is up with my camera, man? Nothing. There we go. Nothing's working properly today. Okay, so that's a situation I think that if it's high sweat, raining, or something like that, might be a situation where you would have to clean that holster up after that and then retreat it. And but I found, because a lot of people say that leather is just not tough, and I don't think that's really true. Or they even talk about the retention, and I don't see that with the leather holsters that I have. They have a lot of retention.
I have no issues with retention. I have no issues with position, fit, or anything like that. I've never had any problems with them. I got a couple of them. I'll be getting a couple more here soon. I have one company I work with. They've been really good. So we'll be getting another one from them here shortly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've never had any issues. About once a month here and there, if need be. When I'm in use. If I'm not in use, I don't touch them. I don't have to mess with them. But
yeah,
generally I'll use them more in the winter time when I'm wearing a coat.
Yeah. And then the flip side of that, even for Kydex, I find that like Kydex is not. It is tough. So I'm not trying to say Kydex is not tough. But Kydex is not as, like, it's not a forever thing like some people think.
Mm-hmm. It'll break down just like anything else, I'm sure.
Yeah, And then one of the things, so here's my pet peeve about Kydex, which I would say I probably carry a Kydex holster more than I carry a leather holster. But my pet peeve about Kydex is the clips and stuff like that will destroy leather seats.
Yeah.
If you have those leather like bolstered seats that come, like, man, that makes me so mad when the clip or something like that will get stuck in the leather and rip. Okay, yeah.
They'll get your seats. They'll get the edge of your belt, the edge of your pants, all of that. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Wolfwind Prepper says, I sit my holster in my pants when using the bathroom. Yeah, that's good. What's you guys? Gorillas and Guns. I know this might be a little personal, but what's your bathroom etiquette for your carry? When you're about to sit on the throne there.
Well, I pull it out and I sit it on my lap. No. I definitely take it out, but I'll sit it on like the counter or the tank, whatever.
So wait. You're taking it. You take it. Oh, because you're not carrying a holster.
I am carrying a holster. I got a holster at 3 o'clock position. That's where I carry.
Okay, so you'll take the whole holster off and put it somewhere? Oh, okay.
Nope, just the gun.
You're going to have to paint us a picture. Okay, so you take the gun out of the holster, and then...
You want me to demonstrate? I can stand up so everybody can see now.
No. Yeah, let's go easy. Let's go on. Yeah.
Yeah, I just pull the gun out and sit it down like on the counter next to me or on the tank behind me and drop the drawers and
handle your business. Handle the business. Okay, Crazy Scotsman. What's your how do you
I'll take it off the holster and put it down, usually on the top or on the behind, wherever it's easy for me to get to. But in case, because you never know what's going to happen.
Right, but in the holster.
In the holster, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. See, usually, so I'll drop trowel, but I'll make sure that my holster is right there because you're like sitting on the thing, so I'll make sure that the holster's right there where I don't have to like go behind me to get. If somebody tries to sneak up on me in the bathroom, I want it right there where I could just reach, and snap it out of the holster. But it's interesting. It's interesting to know how, how people do that. I always worry, like, in the public bathrooms, like, this is going to sound weird, but, I'm always worrying that someone's either going to, like, see that thing, because, in men's bathrooms, the stall wall doesn't go all the way down. What the hell is the reason for that? Why do they leave room under those frickin' stalls where, Is it like deliberate? Is it some kind of thing where people can put their feet under there and try to tap out signals or reach their hand? Like what is the purpose of that? I don't
That's
know.
in case you got to share toilet paper. You can pass it on.
No,
the
hell
stall.
no. I'm sorry. No. If you sit next to me and you run out of toilet paper, you are assed out literally and figuratively.
You can't spare a square?
No. No, man. No toilet paper is going over the border to anyone. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how. Let's see. Appalachian Gunrunner says Kydex wears out less over time. Leather can become soft eventually with daily use. Also, Kydex has better retention without needing straps. I think that depends on how the holster is made, but in general, I think I could agree with that, right?
Yeah, it's going to depend on how it's made.
Yeah.
Not all leather holsters use straps for retention.
No.
Some just use the regular screw, and I've never had a problem with them. But
Yeah.
again, it's just going to vary over the years. If you use it every day, constantly, of course, it's going to wear out.
Yeah. Richard Monder says it comes down to who builds it, like most things that you buy. And I agree with that. But yeah, I know. So for example, Sam Andrews builds, like, he always puts metal and different things into his holsters to help with retention. You know, so I've never in those seen any kind of retention problem. So let's see what we got. Kathleen Music Lover says I like cardboard holsters. And that's the box. Is that cardboard holsters? Appalachian Gunrunner says holsters. I carry my EDC on a sling. Okay, yeah. That's what is this? Armin Axis says that's what I do to use the crapper. Yeah, Len Holt said yeah, I don't
Down.
yeah, Len Holt says he whips it out then places it carefully somewhere. And Flying Rich says pocket carry stays in pocket. Yeah, there you go. Night Train says put down the piece, drop the drawers, and bake cakes. And then Appalachian Gunrunner says pull my pistol out of the holster, lay my pistol in my pants, then reholster when I'm done. Yeah, don't you worry, Scott, about leaving it behind or whatever, you know?
Oh no, because it's always on my mind. Always.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you forget that, you got problems.
Right.
Yeah, it's happened though, right? Haven't like cops and stuff like that left?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure it has, but yeah, it's. See, here's the thing: don't get complacent.
Mm-hmm.
They get complacent, and when you get complacent, that's when you forget stuff.
Absolutely.
Or make mistakes.
Yeah.
First off, for me, because I prefer my home bowl, so I try not to use the public restrooms at all anyway. So,
are you a shy pooper?
I just you walk into some of them public bathrooms and you don't even want to be in there. Nonetheless, have to sit down on the toilet.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Just disgusting.
Yeah, you guys might be too manly, but I'm not too manly to admit I am a shy pooper. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't.
I think everyone prefers to poop at home.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I want my own territory.
Like on Family Guy when they did that episode when Quagmire and Peter were realized they both played the guitars and harmonized together really well, and they made that song Home Bowl. I was like, that's the perfect song for me.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back. I never saw that one. I was thinking about Rick and Morty. There's a Rick and Morty episode that where Rick is a shy pooper. Yeah,
and he's got the toilet on that planet. It's only his. And then that one alien guy uses it.
Yeah, if there's a reason for space travel, to me, it would be so that I can have my bathroom on another planet where no one else could go. My dream house would be to have my own bathroom. Lola Strange is not allowed, like, it locks out everyone else except me. No one else could go in there, just me.
So are you going to have like fingerprint, eye scanners, all of that stuff?
All of that. I would do that. Keep everyone the hell out of my bathroom. That's how I would prefer it, to be honest with you. The Armsman says, I clean it while I'm paying respects to the porcelain god. Keeps me entertained. Huh.
He must
Okay.
carry a cleaning kit
Yeah.
with him everywhere then.
Yeah, exactly. Or what is he cleaning it with? It's like, okay, here, let me just, let me just pee on this. I'll make it, Like, how exactly, What are you using for lubrication? What's your barrel rod? You know what I mean? Okay, we should probably get off this. At some point here, Lola's gonna start texting me. Change the subject.
Going off the rails.
Yeah. Lots of people.
What's the Who Moved My Freedom podcast without a little detour off the rails? You know?
Right. Yeah. I told you guys we're not gonna have any worries getting into stuff. Okay, so listen. Yeah, let's definitely switch up here. What's been going on with you guys? Crazy Scotsman, you got something going on with you out there in the gun world you want to get into?
Yeah, I've just been building, making more ARs, doing the freedom thing. And I've been noticing parts have been coming down in price quite a bit. So if you're out there and you're a builder like me, you might, if you haven't seen it already, parts are coming down in price. So, and you're seeing more and more lowers coming in stock, things like that. So it's getting better, slowly but surely. It's getting better.
Oh, okay. What have you been pricing lately? What are you building?
The latest one is a 9mm PCC. So
okay,
9mm carbon.
Okay, yeah. And you've been seeing, so like where do you, and either one of you guys can jump in here. Where do you guys usually get your gun parts from?
So for me, it'll vary. Usually uppers and lowers, I always like to use Aero Precision. I'm just picky that way. I'm just picky that way. They make a nice upper and lower.
Yeah.
They're easy to use.
They've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
As far as other stuff, Wing Tactical, AR-15 discounts, Joe Bob Outfitters is probably one of the best ones out there. You'll have your parts within 2 to 3 days usually. They're super quick. Nothing but excellent service from them.
Okay. And you've seen the prices coming down on there. Is it significant or?
It's significant to make a big difference, yeah. And more in stock is the key.
Okay.
More and more stuff coming back in stock.
Oh, okay. That's good. What are you seeing that same thing, Gorillas and Guns?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I haven't really been hunting too much for parts here recently because I've been doing more of the gunsmithing school stuff, so I've been busy with that. But I did just recently build this one back here.
Okay.
But yeah, like the Scotsman said, I always use Aero Precision for everything because first off, they make great stuff and it's affordable. I mean, you can go and look at some of these other manufacturers out there and they're selling their lowers for $200-300, and you could buy a nice Aero Precision lower anywhere from 70 up to $120. I bought
depending on where you buy it from, because you can get Aero Precision like pretty much. I know Barnauls carries them. A lot of a lot of people do. Yeah.
Yep. And I bought a stripped upper and lower set for $125, man. I mean, that was the best $125 I ever spent.
Okay. I was gonna say so if we're coming off the peak of this kind of like buying that we've seen over the last year, what was the peak price for getting all the parts you need collectively to build an AR? What were you guys seeing out there?
Oh man, anything. Mostly you're going to be well over $1,000. Is where
Really?
It was at the time. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you couldn't because I remember before all of that, you could sometimes build a gun for like $300-400, which is crazy.
Yeah. Before this happened, the last one I put together was probably about $600.
Okay.
And then right before it happened, I had a guy ask me to build one for him, and I dropped. That one was about $900.
Okay. But that's with nice parts and everything, right? Like.
No, that one there was with the cheapest stuff I could find.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next one after that was pretty much right in the same realm, and parts were getting harder and harder to get. And that one took almost 6 months just because I'm waiting on parts.
Okay. What about you, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I hadn't really done a whole bunch of shopping around during the whole, things going crazy. I was waiting for Gorilla Machining to get their parts kit back in stock, but that just didn't happen. So, because I bought that Aero Precision lower, God, it's about a year and a half ago. So I was like, I need to finish this, because I was trying to build a 300 Blackout. So I was like, I got to finish this thing. So I went on the search. I bought a Magpul MOE lower build kit from Palmetto State Armory. And I'll tell you, they did me justice on that. Within 5 days of the order, I had all the parts right at my door. And I ordered on a Saturday, so that includes Saturday and Sunday. I'm saying within 5 days. Plus, they're not too far from me anyway. But and that was very affordable. And then I was shopping around for a complete upper just to make it a little easier on myself. And I couldn't find anything anywhere for under $500. And then I found Bear Creek Arsenal had it for a little over 300. So I pulled the trigger on that one, and that's what you see back there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So that altogether cost me around $580.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. What's the lowest price you guys have seen? You either like completely already built, or you were able to get the parts together yourself and build a gun? Because I remember when you could buy a complete AR for like $400, and there were still people like, oh, I could build that cheaper. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I haven't seen them that low in a long time. I think the lowest one I've seen right now is about 7.
I was about to say this.
But I really haven't been looking too much. 'Cause I usually, again, I build most of mine, so I haven't really been looking too hard. It's just if I happen to see them when I'm shopping for parts and stuff. But the lowest cost one I've put together, I'm probably going to say right about probably 6.
6? Okay, that's the lowest.
But I'm picky on parts though.
Yeah. So you're not like, I know some people will get Blem stuff or this thing, or there's always ways you get some stuff. I
don't mind buying Blem parts, but I'm picky about what components I use. So what manufacturers and stuff. Yeah.
What about you, Gorillas and Guns?
The cheapest one I built, I'm gonna say it probably cost me about $225 to build, but
damn.
The only reason is because a whole bunch of people donated me a bunch of parts.
Oh, okay.
It was that was actually my first AR, and I always said, if I'm gonna have an AR, I want to put it together myself. So I went out and bought that stripped upper and lower Aero Precision, and then a bunch of good friends just jumped in and started sending me parts, and I was like, man, before I knew it, I had the thing together and I was shooting it.
Oh, cool. All right. John Tram says, since I 3D print guns, I get my parts basically everywhere. So there you go. I mean, there's still parts that even if you're 3D printing, you still have to buy some stuff. And Dan Hates You said Barnauls, BCM, Blem. So there you go. By the way, you mentioned PSA. I think I actually did a video for PSA. I don't know if it's out yet. It might be coming out soon, where I did the assembly of a lower. So
nice.
If anyone sees it out there, let me know. It's not going to be on any of my stuff. It's going to be on PSA stuff. So when it's out there, you guys let me know. I did that video. It was and then behind the scenes, Lola and Babyface were there, driving me totally batshit crazy. Wow. I actually did it over Babyface's place. So
I have an affiliate link with PSA. I like them a lot, so I don't mind promoting their stuff. Like I said, they've always done me right, so I don't mind giving back a little bit if I can.
Yeah, PSA's got some good stuff going on. And by the way, little rumor, if we can get into this, I don't think it's a rumor anymore. PSA has that dagger out, by the way, from what I'm hearing. You guys hear about that yet?
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, supposedly that dagger is out there. Someone told me
Oh, wait.
Such. Let me see if I can see. Go ahead.
Is that the 9mm?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Such. Was it Such? I think Such had a video. Let me see. I haven't seen it, but I know someone told me. Yep. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I'm not gonna play too much, obviously, of Such's video. I don't want to, get into trouble here with anyone. But you guys have to go check that out.
The Palmetto State dagger. Let's check.
Yeah. So see, Such has that vid. It's out there. What?
Oh, nice. Okay,
The
so
dagger
okay,
is
yeah,
out there. Yeah. So
that one I didn't know about. There was another like 9mm AR type one that they put out recently too, I believe.
9mm AR type. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Yeah. Well, this is their gun that they built up from scratch. Remember, it was supposed to come out. Was that in the beginning of the year, or in the first quarter? It was supposed to come out, and then there was some kind of issues. It seems they've got them fixed, and then so the people who had bought the first set but didn't get delivery, those guys got their delivery, and I hear that those are going out there now. So if anyone has one of those, let us know.
Yeah, one thing off the top that I see that I hate about that gun is that they use the Glock takedown.
Oh, the Glock style takedown? You're not a fan of that? Well, that's so easy.
I hate it.
Why? Oh, are you agreeing here, Scotsman? What's...
It looks kind of like I don't know. I think they could get in trouble with that one. There's too many similarities to.
Oh, you think it looks too close?
Too close to like a polymer 80 style. Or
like
the pistol build itself. There's a lot of things that I see could be an issue.
Okay. Yeah.
It looks like a nice gun overall, but like I said, for me, I just don't like that takedown.
Yeah, let me see if I can go to the PSA website and find it while we're talking here, so I can. I don't know. Let's see. I'll go see if we can.
And my
find
next question would be, what kind of money are they asking for it? That would be the question.
Yeah. So let's pull up the website here and take a look. All right, so here we go. Dagger. Let's put in dagger. Let's see if we can get it to pop up here. It's not supposed to be super expensive. Come on. What is going on? Oh, that's definitely not the dagger. Products, PSA. Oh, here we go. Dagger. New. Okay, so there it goes. Shop now. It doesn't say the price here, so let's take a look, though. Yeah, it does have the Glock, so yeah, it does have a very close to the Glock takedown right there. But the frame, the polymer frame, has some differences in it. A lot of these types of guns are just going to look the same, right? It looks like it has the safety in the trigger, the serrations. It's using Glock sights for sure.
Yeah. That trigger safety reminds me a lot of like Smith and Wesson's.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, let me click shop now and see what if the price comes up. Okay, so there's none. They're not in stock, so it's not showing the price. It looks like you can get says out of stock. Okay.
Yep.
But okay. I'm not sure exactly what the price is. If someone knows, someone has an idea of the price. I thought this was coming in at a really, like, somewhere around like $350-ish. I want to say like a sub $400 gun. So
yeah, I mean,
that's what
for that it wouldn't be bad.
$250, $400.
Yeah, is it people in the chat? Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, Gen Champ Jr.
Yeah. So I think that from I've spoken to PSA a lot about it. They designed it from the ground up, but I mean, it's working the same way functionally like a lot of these polymer pistols are, right? Striker fired polymer pistols are. So just that alone is going to make it look a lot like other stuff out there. Then it's using a lot of Glock parts that are readily available on the market out there so that you can interchange things. I'm most excited to see where they take it and grow it from here. Now that they've got their own, and then they can do what they want to do with it. And I think over time, You know, Richard Monder says that the price is in the Such video, and Len Holt says I think it was $299 with standard sights.
That's not
So
terrible. I mean,
so
Yeah.
it's priced what a Glock should be priced.
right.
Clinton Ox says seen it for $379. Yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. Like, so I would like to get my hands on one, and you know, if we could either buy it or we could get them to send it to us, we'll do something and share that with all you guys. But I'm interested to see where this goes. Like, obviously, you're starting where a lot of other people are, and I think it's like what we're seeing in cars nowadays, right? Because of aerodynamics and all these, and then all the government requirements, etc. Can you guys? I can't tell a BMW from a Hyundai anymore.
Most of them are all the same frame. It's just the the body itself is different.
Yeah, you know, with some little things. I mean, how much can you change the body? Go ahead, Scott.
I mean, I see all different kinds of cars every day, all day long. So, I mean, I can tell the difference right off the bat between most cars anyway, especially the ones I get to see a lot. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, you know, they're all built on a, unitized structure. So the framing is actually built into the vehicle. You know, everybody has their little, each manufacturer has their own little niche on how they build around that platform and how they design that platform. So, but when you actually, start dissecting them and getting into them, they're actually quite a bit different.
Yeah, someone says I bet it takes Glock mags. It probably does. Let's see, what kind of mags are we looking at here? These Glock mags are their own proprietary magazines. I don't. Someone will let us know here. I think it's just Glock mags, which would make sense.
Yeah, it would be. It wouldn't be very cost effective to make it proprietary mags.
Right. Yeah, and because Glock mags are so readily available, and there's a bunch of aftermarket people that make good, decent Glock mags as well. So and you can get them cheap, and they're a dime a dozen. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the potential here, like in the future for this is the thing. Vanessa Kitty says my Ranger does not look like a car. I think a lot of vehicles, for example, if you look at a modern day F-150. So a Dodge Ram and even a Toyota Tundra, I'm not saying I could tell the difference, right? But they look a lot alike. If you're not a car person and you're looking at, you're like, what am I looking at here? It's little subtle things. I'll tell you what, mostly the badging. The badging is the big thing. Oh, that's a Ford. Okay. If you take off the badging on all these cars, most people will have a tough time looking at that thing and saying, "Oh, is this a Ford? Is it, is it a Chevy or whatever?" So, Appalachian Gunrunner says Johnny B says it comes with one Magpul Glock 19 mag. And Jen Champ says PSA doesn't have anything that takes a proprietary mag. 99% sure of that. Yeah. So did Johnny B put up a video? I think maybe Johnny B. Let me see if I could find. It's possible Johnny B did put a video out there. Let's see if we could find that. I heard that there was. Let me see what Johnny B has going on here. If we could find this. I don't see it actually.
Yeah, I don't see nothing from him.
No. Okay. There may be one, but I haven't seen it. So if there is one, someone let me know. And by the way, while we're talking about that, I'm gonna ask everyone to go subscribe to these guys, and I'm gonna show their YouTube channels. Here's Gorillas and Guns. You guys need to go up there, smash that subscribe button. We need to get Gorillas and Guns to like 2,000 subscribers here.
Yeah, I'm only 600 away.
That would be nice. Yeah, exactly. I see you did something for Gun Mag Warehouse recently here.
Yep. Another one I have an affiliate link with, and I just bought I bought a 6-pack from him.
Okay, very cool, very cool. And then the Crazy Scotsman is also there. We got to get him to 3,000. And let's see, what's your last video you put up here, JB?
So I got an AR-15 for $10. It's a raffle to help raise funds for someone who passed away. For their family.
What's up, guys?
Oh, okay. This looks nice.
Yes.
I like that stock you got on there, and Aero Precision, of course. You know,
Yep.
I like the fluted barrel on it too. What's the handguard? Is that from Aero?
No, that's a Girl Machine handguard. So a lot of parts were donated from people. They helped buy some parts and put together. So.
Oh, okay, very nice. Yeah, so all you folks out there that are watching at this, please go subscribe to both of those channels. Shout out to Black Diamond Guns and Gear. I see him out there in the chat.
What up, Josh?
Yeah, and Armsman says Johnny B has a video on it. I think he just released it today. So there you go. And what is this? Jen Champ says, couple of my friends call me a poor because I have a few PSA things. Best part is I outshoot them with them. Yeah. People who get into that are out of their minds.
Yeah, I mean, I got a 9mm pistol, carbine pistol from PSA, and I love it, man. I mean, that thing runs like a champ.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't like the idea of like the whole pores situation. Do you guys know? You guys know what that's all about?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
you take a look at the AKV. The AKV is probably one of the most popular pistol rifles right now. That thing is really nice and no issues with it whatsoever. People are loving it.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Dude Abide says, watches, cars, or gun talk tonight. I'm on a short break at work. I need some strange fix. Well, if you're just joining us, we were talking earlier about proper bathroom etiquette for concealed carry.
Yep.
Yeah, how you stash your junk while your junk is out. Think
How you
about
stash
that.
your junk while you're doing the funk.
Yes. Yeah, so I don't know, but there's always people they're gonna get into the pores situation, right? There's always your super gun snobs that because they, I don't know, whatever. What's the high end gun stuff that everyone? So if you're a rifle guy, what's the high end rifle that everyone thinks that this is for the rich? And then what's the rifle that everyone thinks is for the pores? Can you guys tell me?
I mean, everyone thinks like Savage is for the poor, and honestly, Savage makes some excellent rifles for the price. They really do. They put a lot more into them than you think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Savage is probably one of the ones that's labeled as the poor man's rifle.
Yeah. So what's for the riches in comparison to that?
Well, Daniel Defense seems to be pretty up there in price. Christensen Arms, they're up there in price.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Christensen Arms over here, and I'll tell you what, man, that thing is so smooth, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a piston driven, but yeah, I mean, it's like.
Yeah, I
like
think LWRC is probably on the pricey end, but you know, I mean,
people are saying,
huh?
People out there are saying CMMG. They're pretty expensive.
CMMG is for the riches, really?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Vanessa Kitty says Savage is 15 minutes for me. Noveski, I think yes. A lot of the gun guys I know who are the elite. The elite gun owners have Noveskis. I never did. You guys ever have a Noveski?
Nope.
No, I never had one of those.
No, I've handled 20 of them. I've shot a lot of the higher end stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're all nice, but
yeah,
I'd rather put my own stuff together for the money I'm putting into it.
Knight's Armament, that's one right there. Knight's Armament is one of those. But you can have those. That's the thing. You can have those if you really want to. You know, I've had a LWRC. I don't think I have LWRC right now, but I've had LWRC. I do have a Daniel Defense, and mine happens to be an expensive one. But I'll say this, like I also So I have a Daniel Defense integrally suppressed 300 blackout rifle, and then I built an integrally suppressed 300 blackout rifle using the Liberty suppressors upper that they have. I think it's called the Leonidas. And honestly, I like the Leonidas better, but I'm not trying to say that the Daniel Defense it's, you know, I think it's okay, it's good, it's, you know, for what it is, but there's too much branding on it and not enough like stuff to me that makes it, why is this so different, you know, other than, oh, we make our own special branded Daniel Defense stocks or something like that, you know.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like with a lot of companies is they'll throw their branding everywhere. It doesn't have to be that. Just put a little bit on there. That's all it has to be. Keep it clean.
I'd rather my money goes into something cool and innovative in that thing. I don't care. Like, I have a SIG, and I don't know. There's some people who put like SIG on that level, and I have a SIG rifle. And it's like, what is mine? Like a patrol, something like that. You know, what is it? Like 519 something patrol, but. You know, as we're in a state right now where you can get a good AR pattern rifle that functions really well and even has the benefit of like the good barrels or triggers or whatever, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. And I'm not against any of these companies that we're discussing, right? I think it's all cool, but give me something next level for my money that I'm giving up. I want some next level type stuff. So,
well, for me, you know, it's kind of hard for me to judge what's for richers and poors, because to me, for a rifle, if it's over 1,000, I think that's for rich people. You know, handguns, if it's more than 500, it's for rich people.
Yeah, everyone knocks High Point, for example. I think, and check it out, I'm rocking a High Point hat right now. Everyone knocks High Point, and I guess that's like the ultimate pours gun. When you catch you know, when you get capped with it, you know, you're not gonna be like, how dare you, sir? You shot me with a High Point. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna catch that bullet the same way. And I've seen High Points work, to me, relatively well, considering, you know, like, okay, I'm going to admit that they're not attractive. I'm hoping High Point makes more attractive guns. You know, the Yeet cannon is coming out. It's, you know, the prototype looks more attractive.
So they're still working on that? The Yeet cannon?
I think they're still working on it. They haven't released it yet. Yeah.
It's been, what, like 2 years now?
It's been a minute. It's been at least 2 shot shows.
Maybe I'll take a trip down there and see if we can get a little tour and see what's going on.
Of what's up with the Yeet cannon? Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty close to them, ain't you, Scotsman?
Yeah, they're only a couple hours away.
Okay, have you ever been there to visit? I've never been there.
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not a High Point fan, but, you know.
Every gun guy should have a High Point. I look at everything like this. I don't discriminate against anything that I like. I don't discriminate against. I like women, don't discriminate. Although Lola Strange, she's most awesome on the face of the planet, as far as I'm concerned. But I don't discriminate. You know, I have to put that little, you know, put that in there for later on.
Caveat,
yeah, so I can actually eat, you know, that kind of stuff. But I don't discriminate against women. I don't discriminate against cars. I don't discriminate against guns. And I think everyone should have a High Point, man.
I got one.
If you don't have money and you're thinking, man, what gun out there can I buy brand new? To be honest with you, you could buy a High Point used. That's what I think about. If you bought a High Point used and you had a problem with it, they're going to take care of it. And that's a big deal right there. So let's say someone has, you want to make sure who you're buying it from is reputable. You know, in terms of, like, you know, you're not buying it from like a gangbanger or something, you know, who's trying to sell it like as a Glock 40. You know, you don't want to do that. But I bought my High Point from a pawn shop. And when I went to open it to clean it, because back then I always which is a crazy thing, I don't really do it anymore, but you get a gun, old or new, used or new, you buy a gun, you take it apart and clean it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I took that thing apart. Some springs popped out. Gone. Could never find those things. Called up High Point. I thought they were going to ask me for the serial number. And they're like, no, what's your address? And they sent the parts out there. I fixed it, got it back together, and got it working. And High Point really takes care of the guns that they put out there in the world. So I think it's a good place to start.
Another good company like that is Diamondback Firearms. I got one here that had a dead trigger in it. I sent them an email, explained to them, hey, the trigger is faulty. It's a dead trigger. And they just, all right, what's your shipping address? A couple weeks I had it.
Yeah, Diamondback is here in Florida. What Diamondback do you have?
It's a DB9.
DB9? Which, the original one?
Yeah, it's the first generation one.
The first gen? Oh, okay. Yeah, Diamondback hates me pretty much nowadays. I gotta say that. But I like some of their stuff. Like, they make great ARs, by the way. If you're looking, we're talking about ARs. I think Diamondback makes great ARs, but they hate me because of that DB9. The original ones. Yeah. They weren't that great.
I just kind of inherited that one, so, because it didn't work, so it was like, oh, here you go, you can have this.
Say that again? How did you get this?
I inherited it.
You inherited it? Oh, okay.
I didn't go out shopping for it.
So you got it for free?
Yes.
Okay.
Now that's my kind of gun. It's for the whores,
Right. No, well, how does it work now? So how does it work?
It still has a couple issues, but
no kidding. I'm not surprised.
The trigger's good though.
Does it have some accuracy issues? Because I know that's what I was complaining about with the original ones.
I can't really get that far with it, so I couldn't. I couldn't tell you.
Here's my advice to you: get a High Point, sir. And I'm not just saying that because I'm wearing the hat and they sponsor the podcast and everything. In terms of Barnauls, when you guys see us talking about Barnauls, High Point and Barnauls are under the same umbrella. But
right on.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of their ammo recently, some 300 blackout steel case, and I've been shooting it through that guy, and it eats it up, man. It's nice.
Yeah. So the thing, just quickly for anyone who wants to know, the thing with Diamondback is those 9 pistols they came out with were not that great. And so we did a thing on it, and I had to tell people, hey, this is what we're finding. And then when they came out with new ones, I think that work a lot better. And we did something on that because they reached out. They were like, hey, we developed new ones. You guys want to take a look at this, which we did, and they worked a lot better. And we put that out there. But somewhere along the way, whoever does their marketing only saw the bad stuff I said about them. And then when they put out that 5.7 AR that they have out there, and I was like, hey, we would love to get a look at that 5.7. They were like, we will never. I was in a serious doghouse, and and they don't realize that I've put out. Yes, I didn't like that original one, but I like the newer versions that they put out there. They didn't realize all that. And I think that's too bad for them, because ultimately what we're supposed to do here is genuinely tell folks out there what our experiences are with these things, and they need to make it better.
Absolutely. Right. That's, we're out here, and, if we're not honest with our viewers, what's the point? We got to be honest. We got to be honest with the companies.
Yeah, and regardless of how much it costs, it needs to work.
How can they be better if they don't get honest feedback?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think what High Points typically work, from what we've seen their work, I'm just gonna say they just need to look better.
Yeah, I got a carbine, High Point carbine, and I haven't had a single issue with it.
Yeah, except for guys with beards, that might not, There's the rubber on that thing.
You got to work on that bum fluff on your face and actually get some growth going on.
I know.
Cushion for the recoil.
Yeah. Do you ever? So I don't know, Scotsman. Do you have a carbine? You ever shot the High Point carbine?
Nope, I don't have a High Point whatsoever.
Oh, okay. Is this like a religious thing with you? No High Points for you, or you just haven't come across it?
No High Points, no Glocks, and probably never will.
Wait, so you have a definite problem with High Points and Glocks. What's your issue? What's your
I
malfunction with
don't
it?
have a problem per
Mhm.
se with High Point. Their carbines
Mhm.
run, from everything I've seen, they run great. Their pistols are horrendous.
Mhm.
They're just straight horrendous. They're
In what
great if you
way?
want to go anchor,
You've shot
but
them?
that's all good.
You've shot them, or
I've shot them, but I'm not impressed.
okay? So what is it you don't like? Do you don't like the ergonomics? You don't like the
Yeah,
feel
I
of
mean
it, the
the
looks?
feel, the ergonomics, the weight, those constant feed issues with the pistols. They jam up a lot. The
Hmm.
magazines are horrible. There's just the list just goes on with a High Point pistol. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah, they have
But
some low capacities. That's
the
one thing.
carbines are good though.
Yeah, one
You
thing I
know.
don't like is the capacities. Like their magazines are too low capacity.
Mm-hmm.
You
Hmm.
know? Yeah. What? So what were you shooting? Like that you had feed issues with it? What were you? Were you shooting
Just
9,
a
45?
regular, just a regular nine or
Hmm.
C9.
Okay. Okay.
And over the years, especially when I was running the range a couple of years back, I'd
Hmm.
see issues with them all the time.
Yeah.
All the
Armament
time.
Armament and Axis says, "Oh, Scotsman has a big problem with Glock. What's your Glock issue? Tell us. Share with the
Uh,
world."
Many people have heard this before, but
Hmm.
Glock never listens to their customer. That's the issue I have. That's the biggest issue I got. They never listen to what the customer wants. They
Okay.
always keep coming up with the same freaking gun, and it's a Gen 5 or it's a Gen 3. All they did is go back and change it. Gen
Hmm.
3, Gen 1, they
Mm-hmm.
make subtle changes, and there you go. It's the same freaking gun.
Yeah.
And they
And they just
market
have
it. They
different
got the
numbers.
market. They got the price, and the price is ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know if I could argue that. I don't know, Scott. You think? Yeah, I think Glock is pretty. They're pretty caught up in themselves. Let's
Yeah,
put it.
a Glock is a
Let's put.
Glock is a Glock is a Glock.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think
that's
so.
it.
I carry Glocks right now. I transitioned from what I carry to something else very slowly. You know, so I've been very slowly transitioning, guys. I guess I'm coming out right now and
Coming out.
confessing to you guys
So,
that
so, so what have you been carrying?
I'm carrying a Glock, but I'm very slowly transitioning to a Walther. And I'm taking my time doing it and all that kind of stuff. I'm not rushing into it. Walther does like sponsor the podcast and all that, but they've never put any kind of pressure on me to do any of that. I think they've been sponsoring us for over a year, probably approaching like 2 years. But for me, I just very slowly go through all of that because I want all these, things to fit in, and I want to take my time to do it. But that being said, at this moment, right now, there is a Glock on my hip. Um, but I would agree with a lot of the stuff that you're saying. I think Glock has two customers, right? So one of them blends into the other one, but they have the customers like us, guys who look like us, regular gun guys that are out there. And you're right, they don't listen to us, right? They're not really concerned. And then the other customer that they have, that I think if they listen to anyone, they listen to that customer, is the law enforcement customer that's out there. And maybe even on another level, potentially, they want the military to be bigger customers to them than they
Mm-hmm.
already are. And that's it. That's all they care about,
Yep.
you know? And so that's why they don't make any big changes.
Yep.
And they're selling everything they make. So and then they're pretty, I'm not saying, I think that they're really good guns. And there's, I think Einstein said simplicity is genius. And I think the Glock is really simple. And to them, they're like, we don't have to listen to these idiots and complicate things. But to me personally, I would agree with you because I don't think what we're asking for is complicated.
No, and no one's asking for a whole lot.
Mm.
Change the sights out. Make it come with better sights right off the bat. Because everything that I've seen over the years, one of the first things people change is right off the rip, they change the sights. They
Yep.
change the trigger. They change I buy a gun, I shouldn't have to change all that.
Yeah, I do change those things, but I don't change it on what I carry. I've never had. So have you guys had issues with the sights on the Glock? Because I've never, like, I've trained with Glocks and never had like the sights fall out or anything like that, which I've had with other guns. Like
I tested that theory here not too long ago. The sights
Mm-hmm.
didn't fall out, but the slide came right off.
That's not good.
They also fixed it into a nice, pretty gun at the end too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Like, for me, if I buy, so I have a ton of Glocks, right? I have like probably 3 or 4 Glock 19s, at least 3 Glock 17s. You know,
Here's the thing with Glock, man. Glock could literally release a big brown turd, and all the Glock guys will run out there and buy it because it says Glock.
Well, so for me, here's my thing. I know that these guns work and do what I want them to do, and I could just pick them up. I could walk out of the store with one, and I know it works and does what I need it to do. And I've trained with a bunch of different ones, put at, like, you know, in a weekend, 1,000 rounds through it, and everything's been good. You know, I would agree when you say the sights aren't the best and the trigger's not the best, but the thing is, it's a known quantity, right? So that's the reason why I always feel that way. And because, like, in our family, it's like 4 of us, I always feel like, okay, I want to have these because these are known quantities. And I don't really, there's other Glocks outside of that, or Glock clones. I'm not even talking about those. You know, there's other, like, oh, this is for the beautifulness of the slide or whatever. But these are known quantities that I know I could pick this up from anywhere, and this thing is going to function the way I need to, unless some Yahoo bought one and then changed all this stuff on it. That's where I feel like it runs into problems, and I think I would agree with you, but from a completely different angle. If you're going to buy a Glock and then change it into not a Glock, why the hell are you wasting your time and your money? Why are you doing that? I agree with you. And that's why, like, even now I'm looking at other things, because I'm like, well, okay, if I need something else and these guys don't necessarily want to do that, let me start looking in other places and then figuring out what exactly you know, fits what I'm trying to do. So I've tried the 365. I think it's too small for my hands. I've tried a bunch of other things out there, you know, to find, because what I'm carrying now is a Glock 43, and I think I want a little bit more out of it, but I don't want to start having to change a whole bunch of things. And I think if you're going to get a Glock for $600, let's say, and then you're going to drop $1,000 into it, you should just not buy that gun in the first place.
Right? Exactly.
You know, but I know that's coming from a completely different point of view. If you know, if we went apocalyptic right now, the handguns I'm going to take with me at this moment, that I'm going to tell everyone in the family, throw one of these in your backpack, it's probably going to be the Glock.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part of that.
Really no issues with Glocks, other than, you know, like the Scotsman was saying, they all look exactly the same. They just have different numbers. Some might be bigger and smaller or whatever, you know. But my main problem is that frame. The undercut on the trigger guard just digs into my hand right here, so they're not comfortable for me. So I really don't like shooting them. I mean, I can shoot them and hit the center of the target dead nuts every time, but it just gets really uncomfortable for me really fast because of that trigger guard.
Okay. I don't know if you have that same problem, JB.
Yeah, it's the grip angle for me is one of the big ones. The grip angle is not good for me.
How did your Scottish hands get maimed by 1911s? I don't get it. How did this happen to you? Like, I understand why it happened to Gorillas and Guns. How the hell did it happen to you, man?
And see, that's the thing. Like 1911s, I shoot those fine. I have no issue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How did I know? How did I know that?
You know, but when it comes to the Glock, they just don't fit good. They don't fit me well. I don't shoot them well.
What's your handgun that you like? What do you think is like the close? I'm not saying perfect, but best handgun out there for you.
For me, the CZ. I carry a P09. is what I'm usually carrying, P09.
Okay. So you wear
But I
tight
have
jeans. You wear tight jeans
versions of those.
also. You're a tight jean wearing kind of dude also, right? Is that what?
No, I'm not.
No. Someone's gonna say that. I don't
Oh,
really
they
mean
will.
it.
They will. No,
I'm just
trust me,
teasing.
there are no skinny jeans here, none of that crap.
Yeah, it's
No.
coming right now in the chat. It's coming right now. Okay, you like the CZ. You're a CZ guy.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
CC, Smith and Wesson. But as far as like a striker fire pistol, whatever. I'm gonna have to go with the CZ P09.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sorry, not the P09 is a hammer fire. But as far as polymer, that's where I would go.
Okay. What about you, Scott? Best handgun.
It's hard because I have so many.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about like if it. So let's say some stuff was about to go down. You don't know. You got to walk away from all your guns. What handgun is going with you?
My P320.
P320. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those will come. I need to get a P320. I had
Mine's
the P250s.
Still.
Oh, it's still stock. Yeah. See, I had the P250s back in the day, and I really liked those for their modularity, but the triggers were horrible. So I haven't really gotten into the P320s as much as I should have. So
the trigger on the P320, now they're even better than what they were when mine, because mine's still the first gen P320 with all the original equipment on it. But it's not bad. It's not as heavy as the 250 was.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
for me, it fits good in my hand. I can shoot it well. I have no issues with it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
And I've had it a long time, and I've put a lot of rounds through it, so I'm very comfortable with that gun.
Yeah. So Night Train. Okay. So Night Train says, filling in for Brian Q, the garlic and hummus odor is strong all of a sudden in this chat. And then Len Holtz on your side, Crazy Scotsman, he says it's like a light shone down from the heavens. CZ is a gift to humanity.
It is, man. It is. I haven't shot. I haven't shot a striker fire. I haven't shot the P10 or anything like that. But I know people that have them, and they love them as well. So you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I've shot CZs, but I haven't spent a lot of time with the carry ones and stuff like that. So I don't want to come down on them just because I haven't I haven't done it. But yeah, I think there's, what? I saw Mac did a video on this, and he said there's just too many companies out there now that are really competitive with Glock, and I have to agree with that.
I got to say, a company that I've been really getting into and liking a lot is Canik.
Canik? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're moving in a good direction. I would like to spend more time, the Canics I really like are the all tricked out ones. I want to, like what we're talking about here, like a work level gun. Like this is the only thing you have with you. It's the apocalypse, nothing else, is really what I'm talking about. Something that you could take that thing apart in the darkness, put it back together, you could get it going and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not sure that I would say that yet about what's coming out from Canik, but they are doing cool stuff. Brick says,
the Elite Combat is a pretty nice carry gun.
Okay, are you carrying that?
No, I'm not carrying it, but I've talked to a lot of guys who have those, and that seems to be one that's up there on the roster there for Canik.
Okay, yeah.
The only Canik I have right now is a TP9 SFX.
Okay. Yeah, I would just like to see what kind of torture they could go through. So Bricks wants to know this from you guys. He says, what rifle are they taking in the same scenario? So, Apocalypse, you got to take one rifle with you. You're not coming back home. You're going to spend the rest of your life fighting for your life, basically. What do you guys? Let's start with Crazy Scotsman. Let's let him go for it first.
Probably just regular AR. My standard AR that I have, 16-inch barrel. Run it. I know exactly where it hits every time. I can shoot it all the way up to 600 yards and not have to worry about trying to dial it in or anything like that. I know exactly where it's at every time.
That's an AR you built out?
No, that's one that was gifted to me when CMAX Arms passed away.
Okay.
We were doing a fundraiser for him, and I threw a Zeiss optic on there, and I can't miss with that thing.
So what's the combo in the build? Like, what is it? Upper, lower, what is it?
That one I'd have to go back and look and
Okay.
see. That one was put together by Coda Boy 32. That's been heck, a few years now.
And you're still able to survive with that? And Coda Boy did that thing? Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, man.
Okay, that's just pure blind luck.
And when he gave it to me, it was not clean. And there I don't know how many thousands of rounds he put down there.
I'm not surprised it wasn't clean. You should have gone over it with a black light now. I'm just kidding. I just saw him at the IV-88 thing. He cracks me up. Yeah.
He's a good dude.
Yeah. He's funny too. He's funny. Okay, so you would trust everything to that one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Up to 600 yards, no problem every time.
Okay, so what about you? What about you, Gorillas and Guns? What you got?
I would probably take my AR the first one I ever put together, my first AR. I'd take that with me because I know it's light, it's easy to carry. It's got the standard 16-inch barrel on it, and it just runs, man. It runs.
Yeah. So normally I would have said my SIG, what is that? I think it's a 516 Patrol or something like that, my SIG. I would have said that, but the last time I went to do something where I was putting a serious amount of rounds through it, there was a problem with it, which is crazy to me. Because it's a piston gun, we never had any issues. We torture tested that thing, and it's been doing pretty good since then, but it let me down that one time. And the gun that stood up for me that time was my X95. So I think at this point, I would say I would probably rock and roll with the X95.
Oh, look at that. Surprise, surprise, bullpup.
Yeah. And this is, oh yeah. And this is what I was going to say to you guys, like when we were talking about Glock. I mean, come on, Glock. I'm mad at Glock because they won't put out my freaking bullpup carbine. That's what I'm mad about. Why can't we get a carbine from Glock, man? After all this time, everyone and their mama has made a Glock carbine, like a Glock magazine using carbine, and Glock can't give us one.
Yep.
It's just shameful.
They don't listen to people, man.
No, they don't. No. Yeah, that's why we can't argue that point. Let's see. Okay, Razor JB says I've had 3 Canics. All 3 had dead triggers around 700 to 1500 rounds, different for each. So,
see, and that's weird because I carried one for a couple of years and I had no issues. I probably had, I'm going to say, at least probably 6,000-7,000 rounds through the one and never had a single issue.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. My buddy Nate left one in a lake and let it freeze over the winter, and when it thawed out, he pulled it out of the lake and it shot no problem.
Oh, that's damn good.
Yeah, you probably, I think you know Nate, Canic Nation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fanatic.
Yeah, the Fanatic brothers.
Yep.
Yeah, I know those crazy guys. Let's see what people are saying. Armsman says CMMG Banshee. All right. Armament and Axis says anything that fires 223 556. Appalachian Gunrunner says his Arsenal 107 CR with iron sights. Bulgarian 4-piece and Surefire M600. What is it? DF Light? Oh my god, he got real complicated. He said that's his real rifle. Dan Hates You says if they would just make a Keltec up 2005-7. That's interesting. I don't know. I might enjoy that. Let's see. Oh yeah, Len Holt said, "Wait for it, bullpup for the win." Yeah. So Appalachian Gunrunner says if a gun fails you hard in training, it's sort of like having an old lady who's cheated on you. Could you ever really trust it again? I know, it's weird, right? Yeah. It was embarrassing when in that, because So, like, I remember in that class, I was doing a thing with Reed, and Reed was like, Hank, we don't have time to wait for you to try to fix that gun. So, switch out right now, or that's it for you.
That's the worst when it happens when you're in a class or teaching a class or something like that, and it happens. That's the worst.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm trying to see what other... CB said my AR with night vision. You guys have... Any of you guys into night vision yet?
I look at it all the time and wish I had the money for it, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get decent stuff, you're spending some good money, so...
Yeah. I don't... Yeah,
I haven't got there yet.
No, I don't have night vision yet either. Are you guys like fiending for any night vision? You've been looking at stuff. Got anything on your? Have you gone far enough? Like have a wish list of what night vision you would go with?
Yeah, I'm still too busy. Still too busy building guns. I got to stop doing that first, which that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the ATN stuff. They look pretty good.
I hear ATN is getting better. I know our first like foray into ATN stuff wasn't really okay. There's excuse me, sorry about that, guys. There's a gnat here that's annoying the crap out of me. Yeah, ATN in the beginning, I don't want to say that, you know, but I heard that they've been getting better and better, so I might want to take a closer look at that. Maybe the folks out there will tell us what's the badass night vision. So if we had Kevin Dixie here, he would be telling us all about what's his favorite night vision, or we have some of the night vision guys, like I'm sure Military Arms NOC, Military Arms okay, Razor JB, let's see, Razor JB, what's the best night vision? He says sold all my night vision accessories and bought a truck. Yeah,
with how expensive that stuff is, you could sell it all.
Yeah, I could imagine. So if it became more affordable, would you guys be all in? And what would be the affordability price, you think?
$50.
Yeah, I mean,
$50. Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
If the generation stuff if they made it more affordable, yeah, I'd be more interested in it for sure. But it's to get something that's decent, you're up there big time in money. So your general $1,000 ones, they do okay, but they're not top of the line or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about it, I want night vision that I don't have to put on a whole bunch of gear. That's one of the things I don't like about what I see in night vision stuff right now. Like, seriously, if you have to put on a whole bunch of gear for this thing and get all geared up, because I'm thinking, how am I seriously going to use this? I'm not a tactical ninja.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of the night, something happens out here. I am not throwing on a whole bunch of, well, I guess you can have a helmet ready and throw on your helmet or whatever. But I would just like something that is on my rifle, and I could go out there and all I have to do is look through that scope.
Right. And that's why I was looking at like the ATN stuff, because most of their stuff is just scopes. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. So I would probably be thinking about something like that. I'm not doing super at night. I'm not doing super long distance shooting and all that kind of stuff. I guess if you're out hunting hogs and all that, then that's a different kind of thing. For me, I'm thinking night vision. Listen, dude, I don't even want to be in the bushes hunting hogs in the daytime, much less the nighttime. I would need to be really pampered to be doing that. I need to be up in a hide. I don't want things crawling all over me, that kind of stuff.
Yep. There's Razor JB says it right there.
Oh, let's see what he says.
You're looking at 4K just for your decent entry stuff, and then
wow. Yeah, he says you're talking 10 to 11K. So Razor JB says mono, duals, depends on a good sort of quality. What is it? What does he say here? Tubes. He says depends. A good sort of quality tubes. You're talking 10 to 11K. Then attachments, helmet, so much more than just tubes. And he says anything from TNVC is good. Whether new or refurbished, they are the standard for night vision. Okay. So, what is that? What did he say? TNBC. Okay. So, yeah, I would like something that works almost like a red dot kind of thing, especially for the middle of the night kind of. That's my scenario for a lot of these things. Middle of the night, I'm really groggy. I'm not really with it yet. Something's going on. I have to go out there and figure things out, and I want something that if I'm putting it in front of me, I'm putting my rifle in front of myself, I'm looking through that scope, I could see things out there without having to think too much about what it is. So I could see the silhouette of a person or an animal or something like that out there. So, yeah. CB says my single tube ran 3,265. And the Juice says my night vision is free. I call it the moon and stars. Okay.
Yep, that works for me too.
Yeah.
See, my day vision isn't even that good, so my night vision's even worse.
Yeah, and Razor JB says an attachment from your night vision to your helmet alone can range from 300 to 3,000, and that's a mount only. Ooh. And Check Your Six says don't drop it. Okay. Yeah. Now, it also depends where you live. Like okay, so one of the things you could do around your house is put up lights and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But if you live on a piece of property and you live out in the country, if you have a bigger piece of property, you're not going to have lights further out. And you might be in a situation where, whatever that thing is not moving right around your house. So, Armsman says flashlight's good enough for me. Yeah, I can't argue that. Although the flashlight is also going to signal where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, flashlight's not bad. And Devil Dog 81mm says last night vision I messed with was goggles and one starlight scope that was passed along through the night. What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. Probably not reading that properly here. So. Okay. Oh, is your 6 covered? Is out there? He says he's at the Blade Show. That's good. Let us know how the Blade Show is. So is that starting? Is that starting today or something? The Blade Show.
I believe it's like a 4-day weekend show. I believe.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
3 or 4 days. Yeah.
Yeah, and Razor JB says night vision is far more versatile than thermal. Thermal could be beneficial hunting hogs, but you're getting more out of night vision easily. Okay. And Gen Champ Jr. wants to know, what about a flashlight?
Well, you can put them on the end of your gun and make it a makeshift stock, and you'll be good to go.
Right.
Just make sure you get the bonfire going first.
Yeah. And Razor JB says flashlights are the ticket. Okay, he says it starts Friday. There you go for the show. Dan Hates You says FLR makes good low-end night vision. NVG's, the faraway stuff isn't so clear, but you want long range, you want thermal anyway. So there you go. Yeah, lots of good stuff. Oh, he says fleshlights. Fleshlights are the way to go. Listen, if you're lonely and you got to rub a couple out, do what you got to do. That's my advice to you as a man. It's okay. It's not. Well, some people see it as a sin. That's up to you and your religious beliefs.
The guy sent the letter to the ATF about using a fleshlight for a stock.
No,
I guess it's a couple years old. Brandon Herrera did a video talking about it, and I was just dying. And literally, the guy sent the letter to the ATF.
Wow, this is a real letter that went out to the ATF.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And the guy, the ATF actually answered him back.
What did they say?
I really don't
Make
remember.
sure you use lube.
Yeah, plenty of lube, yeah. It was short and sweet,
Oh,
but
boy.
you know, basically it was the kind of thing like, you know,
Yeah.
why are you sending this to us? You know, kind of thing. But
Was that David Chipman that responded to that one? What did David Chipman go? I consider this an assault rifle.
Yeah, he says it's full auto.
Yeah,
he would have
exactly.
called it a machine gun. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Have you guys seen any of the hearings in the Senate with that guy?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
As a joke.
it's pretty crazy. I was just reading news articles because we were on the road, but I noticed today that Colio Noir actually edited all the footage down to just where they were talking about the Second Amendment. It's pretty good that he did that. I think it was like 37 minutes. That guy's batshit crazy. You know?
Well, he's not a supporter for one, you know, and he's everything that the anti-gun left. You know, he's their wet dream basically, because he's completely against citizens owning guns, and he's willing to kill to confiscate.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we already know this.
Yeah,
he's in the back pocket.
Yeah.
He'll get confirmed. It'll happen just because.
I hope he doesn't, man. Oh man, I hope he doesn't. But
he
yeah,
will, but
okay.
he will, because he's willing to do exactly what they want.
Yep.
I mean, he said it. Whatever you say, whatever Congress says, I will do.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's their marionette.
Yes. The Jew says, "Allow me to thank you for giving me a chance to start civil war," because every freaking thing was. I'd like to thank you, Senator, for asking that question. Yeah, let me thank you, Senator. Seriously, that guy's crazy. He's crazy.
Well, as long as he ain't circling back to it.
Oh God. Have you heard the circle back rap? Someone sent me the circle back rap. Actually, you know, someone made a rap song out of that. Yeah, it's out there. We can't play it. You know, we don't want to get into anything. Okay, is your six covered? Says, did we talk about how great Crazy Scotsman is? I'm guessing he helps the community, like making crazy way for people to donate for Justin's final mission. We didn't talk about that. Thanks for reminding us about that. You want to talk about that a little bit, Scotsman?
Yeah, sure. Justin's final mission, you guys, if you haven't heard of it, Justin's final mission is to stop 22 a day. 22 vets take their lives. We got to get that down to 0. Right now, I have a 6.5 Creedmoor rifle on the way from Coda Boy 32, and that will be going up for raffle here shortly. So lots of good ways to get involved, and you can win good stuff too. Just for helping out, making sure our veterans stay with us. They fight for our freedom. They fight for us to be here. So it's the least we can do, since the government doesn't step up and do their job.
Yeah. So how do people do that?
So there's a link. Let me grab it for you.
Well, first off, subscribe to the Crazy Scotsman so you know when he's doing these things, and you can always get the links.
Yeah, the links are the links in your video, and on your YouTube channel.
They are, and let me see. I got a link right here.
I don't know if you could send it. I don't think we could send it in a chat here. Let me see. Is it? It's on one. It's on your.
I'll email it to you. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll throw that link up here for the folks here. Just give us a second. Yeah.
Especially when you watch the Sunday night foreign and domestic show, they do a lot of fundraising things on there. It's always a good time too, man. I'll tell you what. There was one night I think we must have laughed from beginning to the end of the whole show, and it was all raising money for Justin's final mission, and it was great. And I think you guys raised quite a bit of money that night.
Are you talking about the Great Drink Off?
Yes.
We raised over $3,000, almost $3,500 that night.
Wow. Okay. That's good. So, what are the other ways folks can help you out with that? Are there some alternative things to do? I know you're doing giveaways. Are you looking for people
We're
to?
doing giveaways. We have. I work with Troy, who's one of the founders of the mission itself. I work with him a lot. So right now we have a shoot coming up next month. So pistol competition coming up down in Cincinnati. We have ruck marches and stuff like that going on. You can see all this stuff on the website itself, warriorbattalion.org, and you'll be able to see where they're at, where they're going. We're trying to get more stuff going across the country as a whole. Instead of just being in one state, we're trying to get this in all states.
Okay, so it's classy.org. That's the link, right? Okay. So here, let me throw it into. I'll put that in the chat for everyone who wants to see that. So there you go. There it goes in the chat. And so if people want to find this, it's on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And so, and what if someone's got like some guns or something like that they want to?
If anyone has anything they want to throw out there to help with raising money, things like that, like you said, like guns or whatever, you can reach out to me on Instagram or my email. It's on my About page. And anytime we do the fundraising videos and stuff like that, you'll see usually in the description as well.
All right. Very good. Very good. Let's see here. What other I'll give the folks out there, if they've got something they want to get into, or Gorillas and Guns, if we haven't gotten into something that you wanted to talk about, you know, what's on everyone's mind out there? You know, what's the thing that you guys are thinking about the most? Go ahead.
I was just recently looking at that thing that happened down there in Florida with that 12-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl, where they broke into the house and they were, open firing on the deputies.
Yeah.
I want to say they said it was because of GTA that they did that. But
yeah, so these were some foster kids. For anyone who hasn't heard that story, these are some foster kids. I think it was a 12-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl broke into someone's home and found an AK and a shotgun. And when the deputies showed up, they opened fire on them. And I think the deputies were trying not to get into a shootout with these guys, but with these kids, but they wound up having to, and then they wound up hitting the girl. And when the girl got hit, the kid came to his senses and he gave up. And I saw some reports that the boy, he was in court today, and I think I saw somewhere actually put out the picture, which I don't know how it works legally nowadays, but I don't think you're really supposed to do all of that kind of stuff. But it's definitely crazy, and those kids are, I don't know, man. I don't want to say they're not salvageable at all, but
right.
I mean, they're pretty far gone.
Apparently, that boy was really little. I mean, he was only 4 feet 11 inches and only weighed 78 pounds. I mean, so he's got some kind of growth problem, or he was severely being abused in that. What the hell was it? It was a
foster home kind of thing.
A group home, like a group home that they were in.
Yeah, Brick says that the report says the AK was actually disassembled. So the kid had to assemble it. I mean, then that just adds another level of, he's got some skills. Richard Richard Monder says, so we need a $200 tax stamp on GTA.
Well, apparently the girl said, I'm gonna roll this down like GTA.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you can't let video games raise your kids. I don't think video games on their own are bad and do damage to people. As a matter of fact, they allow a lot of people to exercise some frustrations and have fun and even communicate with each other in the modern times. But if that's the only thing raising your kids, it's like raising your kids only by putting them in front of the TV.
Yeah, if you drop them in front of the TV and walk away and leave them alone and don't engage with them and don't teach them and coach them and everything, they're not going to do well in life whatsoever.
Yeah, those that's some serious stuff, man. And I think when I was looking at the footage of that, the sheriff was saying, like, what the hell's going on with the system? You know, what's happening here? And I think I would echo that. We are not in this thing that just happened to us for a year and a couple of months here. We didn't take the time to re-examine a whole bunch of stuff, and it was a perfect opportunity to fix a lot of things, our education system, a lot of different things that we have going on. But no one wants to actually do it, right? Just because of all the forces that are at play here. But yeah, man, in the foster system, we've got serious problems, and it's so difficult to, even for the folks out there who want to take care of some of these kids and try to raise them right, it's so difficult to even do it in America that people are adopting kids from other countries.
Yeah.
Well, one of the biggest problems is there's no money in fixing the system.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, the money is in the system being broken. Yeah.
The elites ain't gonna make their money if they fix things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you know what? The thing is, as bad as it may sound, even amongst children, there's some human beings that are broken, and we may never be able to do anything with them.
Yep.
You know, I know that sounds horrible, but you know, there's just some broken human beings out there. I'm not saying that these two kids aren't redeemable and can't somehow come back from that, but you know, the way that all the nonsense that's out there in the world right now, I don't have high hopes for it. That's what I would say. You know, yeah, but it's crazy, and I think it's sad at the same time to see all that kind of stuff. So.
And that brings up a good thing too. If you have an opportunity to work with a child and help, you know, be an inspiration to them, do it. You know, help them out.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another bad thing about the whole deal is they always want to lay blame on anything but the person. You know, it's not the video game's fault, it's not the gun's fault, you know, it's the person, you know, or in these children's case, it's whoever is upbringing them. It really in their hands, you know, because the video games really didn't make them do it. Sure, they might have got ideas from playing the video games, but they don't have a good role model in their life to tell them, hey, you know, this is just fantasy, it's for fun, it's not something you really want to do, you know. Because there's consequences to your actions, and if you know a child growing up doesn't learn that there's consequences for their actions, then they're just going to go on about life thinking they can do whatever they want and that they're indestructible. You know.
Yeah, I would say that definitely this is a good time to lay out some spankings.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's one of the biggest problems that we have today is you can't touch the kid anymore. You can't do that, you know.
Yeah. No, these kids need some spankings. I mean, I think they're, you know, this right here is a definite spanking situation.
Mm-hmm.
There's more. It's going to take more than that, right? But yeah,
it's more than a spanking. It's an ass whooping situation.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. The government does not have the right to tell you how to raise your kids. Smack the crap out of them if you have to.
Yeah. Well, the problem here is that these kids now are in the government's care, right? For whatever reason, they don't have their parents around, and so now they're in government care, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't know if either one of you had anything else that you wanted to add to that before I moved on. There is this story here that's relative, I think, that I was just pulling up while you guys were talking. Children, and actually my brother Anonymous sent this to me. Children on trendy vegan diets are 1.2 inches shorter on average, with smaller and weaker bones, study warns. The study involved 187 healthy children aged 5 to 10 years old, including 52 vegetarians. Vegetarian children were on average 1.2 inches shorter and had 4 to 6% lower bone mineral content. They were 3 times more likely to be deficient in vitamin B12 than omnivores. And it goes on to say, a study has found that giving your children a modern vegetarian diet makes them grow up with smaller and weaker bones. And it goes back. I think this was done at University College London's Great Ormond Street Institute of Child Health, and the author said that vegetarian children should only be given vitamin B12 and vitamin D supplements to reduce the potential long-term health consequences of being born on plants. So, what do you guys think about that? Are you surprised? Not surprised?
Not surprised one bit.
Yeah,
I mean, if kids today did some of the stuff we did as kids, they'd be breaking bones left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's yeah. Go ahead.
It's like this meme I seen earlier today with I think it was Charlie Brown and Linus, and Linus was like talking about stupid people, and he's like, well, if kids are allowed to do stupid things and get hurt from it, they would learn not to do stupid things. Stupid means to be painful in order for you to learn from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think who was it? Appalachian Gunrunner just said that in regards to what we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He says the girl was shot twice from what I read. Sounds like that's a pretty badass whooping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully she learns from this. Hopefully the boy learns from this, seeing like the actual real life results of what happens with that. Jen Champ said, "Did Bill Gates sponsor this?"
Maybe Soros or Bloomberg did.
Right. Flying Rich says, "I'm a vegetarian, secondhand vegetarian." Yeah, I eat vegetarian animals. Basically, that's what that means. There's there's so much crap that our kids are being fed, right? Mentally and physically, like in terms of what they're eating, they're not eating right. That's true. And then mentally, what's going into their brains when they go to school, the kinds of things that they're seeing are horrible, and then there's just so much more happening in society with kids that I'm surprised that there's not more broken kids out there.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you look at some of the TV shows and stuff that these kids are watching, it's all programming, they're mentally deficient. They're not getting any kind of mental stimulation that they need to have to really grow,
Yeah. And
they're not getting enough parental interaction either, for their parents to tell them, hey, right from wrong, good, bad, indifferent or whatever. They're sat down in front of the TV, and it's like, you remember that movie, The Cable Guy?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to kill the babysitter.
Right. Yeah. It's weird, man. It's a crazy situation. Someone was talking to me about the whole Blues Clues thing, which I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but there's just a lot of weird information out there. Basically, my understanding of the Blues Clues thing, Blues Clues is a cartoon. My kids actually watched that when they were little kids, and I watched it with them, right? Because whatever they watched, I participated in that. I wanted to make sure I knew what kind of input they were getting. And this thing was talking to kids about sex and transgender and all that kind of stuff. And what are we doing? We're not properly in society. We've gotten so disconnected that all of a sudden kids don't matter anymore. And all of a sudden we don't even have a line of where this is a kid, where this is like you're supposed to be responsible for these people in terms of their care, their education, what they consume, what information goes into their brain, how they see the world. To it flips to someone is like someone has their kid transitioning and either chemically castrating them or physically, doing operations and things like that. And we're like, oh no, it's okay. It's totally fine. And if you go back 20, what is it? At this point, maybe 40 years ago, people were using ice picks on human beings, right? When they had problems. That was like medical doctors doing that stuff. In the future, we're going to look at all of this, and someone looking back on us is going to go, these people were batshit crazy. They were basically just mass abusing children with all these policies and the things, the kind of things they were putting into their brains.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
they're letting these kids decide these things for themselves when
Mm-hmm.
they haven't lived enough life. They haven't learned enough to make those decisions for themselves. I mean, there's a pretty high suicide rate amongst people who, as a child, were allowed to make those decisions and realized later on in life, as becoming adults, that that really wasn't the decision that they wanted to make.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, once you go to it, you're kind of stuck there. You can't go back, and
Well, I mean, think about it too. You got these schools that keep changing their policies too. So, now you got 3 different bathrooms. You got your regular bathroom for the regular genders, and then you got your non-binary, the rest of it. The more you add, you're just confusing these kids. These kids have no clue.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know
Right.
what to identify as.
Mm-hmm. Well, children in general are malleable, right? This is why they're supposed to enjoy a certain status where someone's supposed to protect them. If it's not their parents, then unfortunately it becomes like society has to somehow protect them because they are children. And they're incredibly malleable. This is why in other countries people could take children and have, like we've seen that in some African nations, right, where the kids are going out and chopping off other kids' arms and stuff like that, right, or where they're turned into kid soldiers and they're killing people, right? If we've seen that all over the world, to be honest with you. So because they're children and you can pretty much program them with anything and they're going to believe it. And that used to be an important thing, and we used to consider that, nope, these are kids, we're not going to do that. And somehow now in society, everything's gone so far that there's a lot of people, not necessarily us, but there's a lot of people that think that's okay to push this kind of stuff on kids. When if you go back not too long ago, even just talking about kids about sex was a problem. I mean, one of the things going on with YouTube is that YouTube is doing a lot of screening for kids, right? They don't want they're not trying to get kids exposed to stuff. Yet the same people who run YouTube think it's okay to push these things in the direction of children.
Right.
Yep. And so, it's all over the internet. It's not just YouTube and all that. It's everywhere. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and we're surprised they're losing their innocence. And yes, the idea that you're going to raise your children, I think it's like what brought some of this up here is the whole vegetarian thing. If you're an adult, do what you want to do with your body.
Right.
Right? You're an adult. You want to be a vegetarian? Knock yourself out. The thing is that if you care about your children, human beings need to consume certain things in order to grow and function normally. It's just necessary. The amount of growth, bone structure, and all of that a young human being needs in order to grow up and become an adult and have their brain form properly and have their body form properly and be healthy. Look, we're coming out of nature. We need to consume nature.
Yep.
I mean, after all, we are animals too, So.
Yeah. And the whole thing of you are what you eat has some kind of thing to it, if you eat all vegetables, you're going to be a vegetable, Now, it's not to say that, I don't know, I think you probably would do better eating all meat versus all vegetables, but I would say, okay, there needs to be some relative kind of balance to that. But even adults, like I've tried in the past to do the vegetarian thing. Can't function like that. I know that for me.
I need meat to survive.
Yeah, and that was before I even became big. Like I actually tried to do the vegetarian thing, and that was a disaster.
If you don't like a good steak every now and then, if you don't like bacon, you got problems.
Yeah. Oh well.
Exactly.
I'm not a bacon fan, but I like turkey bacon, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of pork, man. I don't eat pork. I know. To some people that's a violation, but
Time
I don't
out.
do pork. Yeah, I don't do pork, man. I don't.
Yellow flag.
You like pull pups too, so
Yeah.
I guess I can.
Turkey bacon's pretty good. I like beef bacon
turkey
too.
bacon and pull pups.
Yeah, I like beef bacon. Beef bacon is good, I think, too. I just never, it's not a religious thing or anything like that. I think it was for my dad. My dad was raised as a 7-day Adventist, so for that reason, we didn't eat a lot of that stuff. And now, as like my kids, I don't tell them they can, do what they want to do. I think pork itself is high sodium and has a lot of things that's not necessarily good for us. And I think as we get older, going back to that same conversation, as you get older, you should drop certain things. Like right now, I'm trying to figure out how the hell I could drop sugar, man, and that's really difficult.
It is, I'm diabetic and I have a hard time getting rid of the sugar. I'll go a while without it, but I'll get a hankering for it, and I'll kind of binge on it a little bit for maybe an hour or whatever. I'll eat some M&Ms or something like that, but it's not very often anymore. But before I used to candy, every day. Sugary sodas every day. I'm now, this is about the sweetest thing I drink now is this vitamin water.
Vitamin water.
Yeah, I'm trying to be less white. That's why I'm drinking that.
Okay, all right.
But that has stevia in it, which is actually pretty good for you. So. I've cut out a lot of sugar. I mean, I'm probably about 1% sugar compared to where I used to be. Like now in the morning when I drink coffee, I use honey to sweeten it. I don't use sugar. So I don't even put creamer in it because that's got sugar in it. So I just use straight black coffee with a pinch of honey.
Yeah. For a long time, for a while, I've cut down from regular like white sugar to brown sugar, which I think is better because it's not as processed. Like white sugar is super processed, obviously, for it to be like that. But yeah, man, I think I've even got to take that out now as I'm getting older. So that's that's neither here nor there. Like pork has just never been like a thing in my diet. But there's a whole bunch of things I don't eat. I don't eat shrimp either. You guys don't have any. You guys eat everything apparently.
I don't eat no seafood.
You got problems.
No, man, I don't eat shrimp. No, I don't eat shrimp. I do eat lobster. Yeah, I do eat lobster. I like a lobster. And crabs every now and then.
Lobster and not like shrimp.
No, I don't like shrimp. No, I don't because I don't like the little veins and all that in shrimp. It's like,
so let me guess. You don't like squid either. You don't like eel. You don't like sushi.
No, I could eat certain kinds of sushi, but not no.
You say California roll, we're done.
Yeah, California rolls. California rolls are fine.
I don't eat any of that shit that comes out of that giant toilet bowl called the ocean. So.
You don't eat any kind of.
Damn, man.
Nothing that swims.
Nothing that swims. Okay. I'm pretty sure that pigs can swim. I've seen them swimming.
Well, I mean, not like that kind of swimming.
Yeah. Dan hates you. Says brown sugar is white sugar with molasses on it. No. What are you talking about?
That's the brown sugar. But I think what you're referring to as the brown sugar is like the raw sugar before it's processed.
Yes, before it's overly processed. Obviously, it's processed to the point that you get sugar out of sugarcane. But, Captain Shark says, I'll eat just about anything with a face. All right. I can't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, Jen Champ says, what if it floats? Yeah. Oh, okay. So Crazy Scotsman, you don't have any, well, I mean, you are actually Scottish, so you eat haggis, I suppose, right? You eat haggis? Yeah, haggis guy?
Oh, yeah. There's only really two things that I don't eat, and you all are gonna make fun of this, but that's fine. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't do baked beans, and I don't do peanut butter.
What?
Peanut butter? Now I can see the baked beans because I don't eat baked beans either.
Oh, baked beans are good.
Peanut butter?
Yeah. Do you have a peanut allergy?
No, I just don't like the texture.
Oh.
Just don't like it.
Oh, okay. All right. We're not going to make too... You know what? The reason why we're not going to make fun of you, because we went over 9 o'clock. You got saved by time, basically here. Beans.
This will come up again, I know.
Yeah, you don't eat beans. Yeah, baked beans. Yeah, I'm gonna try to remember putting this in the brain. Mental note.
No baked beans, no peanut butter.
Baked beans and peanut. So you've never had a baked bean peanut butter sandwich?
No.
That combo might be okay, man. That combo might be okay.
Might
See,
change your
I
mind
can do
about
a-
baked
I can
beans
do
and
a
peanut butter.
PB&J.
Yeah.
PB&J, I can do okay.
Oh,
But with
wait.
peanut butter,
Oh, so if you mix it with jelly, you can eat peanut butter.
yeah, but that's the only way.
Oh, you know what you need to try with that peanut butter? You need to try Fluffernutter.
What?
You need your
Fluff
peanut butter and fluff sandwich.
Okay, what is the fluff? What is the
You don't know what fluff is?
Why am I
Oh
even
my
asking?
God.
What is the fluff in the? Yeah, what is that? Is that like marshmallow
Fluff?
or something?
Yes, it's marshmallow, man. It's
Oh.
fucking marshmallow spread. You put on the damn sandwich. You spread that all over a piece of
I've
bread.
never-
Put the peanut butter on the other side and slap that bitch together. And oh my god,
I don't even like the sound of that. I've never seen marshmallows that you can spread. That's gotta be.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
find you some fluff. It's the greatest thing ever.
Okay,
I
you
swear.
Scott should not be eating that. I'm just gonna say
I
that.
don't
right.
anymore, and,
Right.
and I'm sad that I can't because it's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's better than a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah, Len Holt says Elvis's peanut butter, banana, and bacon. Is that an actual sandwich? Peanut butter. Wait, was it? Did Elvis actually? I don't know. He says peanut butter, banana, and bacon. Someone have that as a sandwich? Yeah,
It sounds good.
probably. Someone probably did that as a sandwich. And then Richard Monder, I got to get this in. He says he's from the UK and does not eat baked beans. Huh. Yeah. Bangers and mash. No bangers and mash for you. Well, he's Scottish. He's Scottish, so I don't think he considers he's from the UK. Politics.
We won't talk about the South.
Right.
We'll leave it at the border.
Yeah, Dad Hates You says marshmallows are white sugar with cornstarch. Yeah. Okay, so listen, we gotta wrap it up. It's just getting crazy right at the end. Let's start with let's start with the Crazy Scotsman. Tell the folks out there where they can go to support you, how they can communicate with you, etc.
All right, great show, great being on again. Appreciate it. You can check me out on YouTube. We do a foreign and domestic every Sunday, 7 o'clock Eastern. You can check me out on Instagram. I'm doing my best to get banned. I've been banned once so far. I'm pushing for another one. They don't like freedom of information and truth, so
Yeah.
But you can reach out, message me there. You can message me via my email. It's in my about page. And if you have any questions whatsoever regarding Justice Find the Mission, obviously always reach out. Happy to help.
Absolutely. So if you guys are looking for that, once again, make sure you go to the Crazy Scotsman YouTube channel, and you find that. And I think you have to spell it all out. The Crazy Scotsman, all one word, because I know there's some other crazy Scotsman dudes on YouTube.
Yep.
So, you have to do that. All right. So Gorillas and Guns. How can the folks out there do that with you?
Well, you can find me here on YouTube at Gorillas and Guns. You can find me on Facebook at Gorillas and Guns. Same thing on Gunstreamer, although I really don't post a lot of stuff over there anymore. You can find me on Patreon, Gorillas Guns on Patreon. Also, check out my store at blackswantactical.com. Everything that you purchase from there goes towards charity. So it's a great thanks to anybody who buys any of that merch from Black Swan Tactical, because it all goes to a great charity cause.
Absolutely. Thanks so much to both of these guys for coming on the show here. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to come back. Someone's going to leave us with words of wisdom. I'm going to let you two guys decide who's leaving us with the words of wisdom here. Is it Scotsman? Scotsman's doing the words of wisdom. Okay, so yeah, we'll be back here in a second.
Can't figure out which way to point.
Yeah,
on
you got to
this.
go that way. That's the right way, right there. You got it. So big thanks to Harry's Holsters. Make sure you guys check out US Law Shield. We got links in the description. I'm going to run in the end. We're going to be right back here in a second. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, smash the thumbs ups, share this if you can. We're going to rip out the audio of this and throw it up on iTunes and all your other favorite places to listen to your audio podcast from. It's been a great, fun show with the Crazy Scotsman as well as Gorillas and Guns. All right, Crazy Scotsman, hit us with your words of wisdom.
This was Memorial Weekend. Just remember this: the government doesn't care about you. Fight for your freedom. Fight for your rights. The military fights for us every day, and the best way we can thank them is fighting for our freedom as well.
Amen. Amen. Thanks to that, guys. Thanks for everyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace. See ya.